there's a lot of smart products at CES, but a smart cane, well, that's what you developed, hasn't it, Gokhan? Why don't you tell us what you're holding in your hand and how it's helping people who need help?
Yeah, of course, Ken. Thank you so much for having us. So my name is Gokhan. I am one of the co-founders and CEO of WeWalk. So at WeWalk, we are focusing on enhancing the mobility of visually impaired people. So as you know, so there are 253 million visually impaired people worldwide, and white cane is a very fundamental tool. But for centuries, unfortunately, it hasn't been developed much. So that's why my blind co-founder and I, so we started this journey 6 years ago, and we developed WeWalk Smart Cane, so which is a tool enhances the mobility of visually impaired people. It increases safety by detecting overhead and chest level obstacles with the sensors that it provides. It also pairs with your phone, and you can control your phone via these buttons. So it has a Bluetooth connection with your phone, so you don't need to hold the phone and the cane at the same time while out and about. So you just use your cane and you can take a navigation much more safer and in an independent way. It also has a voice assistant feature powered by AI. So you can interact with your cane, you can ask questions, and you can start a navigation just by commanding it. So it is quite exciting for us to launching the new generation, the WeWalk Smart Cane 2 at CES. So we were here back in 2019 to launch the first version, and with all the feedback that we gathered from our community, now we developed the second generation, and we are more than excited to launch it and so reaching the global user base.
So tell me a little bit about what the sensors do and how they enhance the cane.
Of course. So that one is an ultrasound sensor, and it scans around of your surroundings, and when it detects an obstacle, it gives you both haptic and sound notification. So which means so you can have a much more safer experience. So it can detect especially above the ground obstacles like tree branches, poles, traffic lights, and anything can be hazardous. WeWalk can detect them and notifies you. And on top of that, it has motion sensors, so you can get a much more accurate navigation experience, because the current navigation apps are so not very accessible for visually impaired people. But we build our navigation solution from ground up, so it gives you sound instructions, and it navigates you turn by turn. Because it has a speaker, so you can hear the notifications, or you can use your Bluetooth earpieces. And since we know the exact location of the smart cane in the space, so we can guide you instead of just mentioning turn left or right. So we can guide you by clockwise direction, so we can give much more accurate navigation experience thanks to our sensors, which are powered by TDK. We are using a bunch of their sensors: ultrasound, motion sensor, pressure sensor, and also microphone. Which enables you to also interact with your cane by voice, as I mentioned. And through our Harman speaker, so you can get a very nice sound quality. So it's an all-in-one device. We are developing it further. So we are partnering with blind institutions, and we are also use their O&M and specialists, so that our users can get the best mobility training, and as well as they can use WeWalk as they mobilize.
So from the motion sensors, are they able to detect things like maybe a car driving in front of you that you wouldn't otherwise see?
Yeah, so we have integrations with existing mapping infrastructures like Google Maps, Move It, or Foursquare. So we gather all those informations and deliver them in a much more accessible fashion, so that our users know the exact locations of the places, and as well as transportation options. So we are integrated with the city services like bus, metro, train, or any other services that are available. So WeWalk is covering 3,000 cities at the moment, and we are also delivering our solution in multi-language. So we are already available in 15 different languages, and our users anywhere in the world can access our technology and use our services.
That's excellent. And what I was asking about really was the idea of that, maybe you're walking off a curb or about to, and a car's going to whisk by. Can you kind of sense that from your motion sensors?
Yeah, but we are also augmenting it with the existing APIs from our partners. But at the same time, so ultrasound can also detect obstacles around you. And when we combine it with the motion sensors, we can give a much precise navigation experience.
Is it in the market today, and is it affordable?
So we have just launched the Smart Cane 2. We are starting shipping our users this month. So we already have pre-orders, so we will provide their orders first, and then so the WeWalk is so everybody can purchase WeWalk either through our partners, but as well as from our own website, so which is www.wewalk.io.
And it's available in the United States as well as Europe and other places?
Yeah, so we are available in the US, in Canada, in the UK, across Europe, and as well as regional Australia or in Japan as well.
So tell us a little bit about your future roadmap and your collaborations.
Yeah, of course. So this is the new version, which is we are just launching. But at the same time, we already started to work on our future generation solutions. That's why we are partnering with one of the leading research institutes in the world. So Imperial College London is one of our academic partners, and as well as we are working with other blind institutions such as RNIB, CNIB, or San Francisco Lighthouse to develop our products further. So we are in the journey of delivering an autonomous navigation to our visually impaired users, and that's why we believe in the power of collaborations. So we are partnering with organizations like Microsoft, TDK, NEC, and all of those collaborations enable us to provide a better navigation experience and so more independence for our community.
And when you say autonomous navigation, is that exactly what it means?
So we are dreaming a world where accessibility tools can take you from point A to point B without any kind of any challenges. So that's why we are partnering. We are trying to integrate all the developments around autonomous cars or other sensor technologies quite closely, and we are trying to adapt those technologies into our community, because not every time the other institutions or technology companies can prioritize this field. What we believe by heart that we need to use this the latest technology for helping or supporting to people who need it most. So that's why we are following the latest technology in the world and trying to adapt it for our community and deliver the best experience.
Yeah, so an end-to-end journey, and how you get there in between, you help solve that.
Exactly. So at every stage of the journey, so we believe tools like WeWalk can help blind and partially sighted people, so they can experience the world as everybody else, as we all deserve.
Excellent. Well, I wish you luck on this. It's going to help a lot of people.
Thank you so much, Ken.